Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to another stream titled Top of the Morning because in a few days it's St. Patrick's Day. 2 days to be exact. Um, I guess, kind of a special day because I got a lot of Irish blood in me. Hello, bother me none. How you doing? St. Patrick's Day was something I cared about a lot as a kid because again, I'm uh I'm part Irish. It's from my father's side. Well, to be more specific, I'm part Irish, Greek, Italian, Ecuadorian. Quite a mix. I'm doing fine, I suppose. Just another day, just like any other day for me, I suppose. Got nothing special going on, like always. Just waiting for more people to file in, I suppose. If more people do file in. I was drifting in the mall parking lot with a buddy in his car. Cool. When was the last time I've been to a mall? Can't even remember. No, probably almost 3 years ago, back when my house was getting renovated. I remember it was a very hot day. It was sometime in June, I believe, or maybe early July. We were getting the house renovated, and we're also getting a new air conditioned unit. And of all days, for there to not be AC in the house, it was like the hottest day of the year, at least thus far in that year, 2021. So, me and my uncles decided to just spend the afternoon at a mall in a nice air conditioned mall. Hello, wheat greatness. There's two malls in my city, and one of them is halfway dead. So we go there to drift. Aren't malls kind of a dying breed? I mean, a lot of people don't really go to them that much anymore. I mean, like 30 or so years ago, it used to be, this gathering, this that this place where people would gather and spend a majority of their day at, more specifically, like teenagers and such. But you know, don't really have much of that anymore. I get social anxiety in the mall. Um, yeah, that tends to happen to me when I go to a public place. I get really bad social anxiety, especially if it's like a public place where a lot of people are in the same place. A lot of people are in attendance, or you're just in a place where there's just a lot of people in one place. Um, it's really difficult for me sometimes. Sometimes it's a little overwhelming, but I manage for the most part. Yeah, you probably already know my struggles with social anxiety. God knows I don't talk about that enough. Totally. I remember going to a Sears a long time ago and getting their wish books in the mail in the mall near Christmas. Or mail, yeah, it says mail. There's this stupid little heart emoji that fucking always blocks the chat. So sometimes it's hard to read certain messages. There used to be a Sears right by my house, but that closed a while ago. Probably, I don't even remember. Probably up until like maybe, I don't know, 5 or so years ago. There was a Sears by my house, but it's gone now, and I don't remember what replaced it. If anything replaced it, maybe it's just a vacant building now. That's what happened to a pharmacy right by me. There was a Rite Aid that used to be in a shopping center right by my house for a long, long, long time, and they closed in 2020, right around the start of the pandemic. I remember going there one last time, and most of the shelves were already gone, and they're just my mom had to go there just to pick up some medication for the final time from there. They opened up a Walgreens to replace that Rite Aid, but it's not in the same building. It's a few buildings over. So that Rite Aid is still sitting there, just completely empty. What are your thoughts on people blaming Nex's death on suicide? Someone shared something about that in my server. I was reading that a little bit before I was streaming. I think it was a statement from their family. Or maybe not a statement. What channel was that in? Ah, here it is. Breaking: the family of Nex Benedict released information left out of the Oklahoma Medical Examiner's report. Multiple contusions, multiple hemorrhages, multiple lacerations, multiple abrasions were found on his head. I thought Nex strictly went by they, them pronouns. Maybe he, him was also applicable. I don't know. Revealing the severity of the assault before he died. With each passing day, the numerous ongoing investigations surrounding Nex's untimely passing yield additional information. Yesterday, a summary from the medical examiner was released, simply stating that Nex's death was caused by suicide. As the media and public await the release of the full report, the Benedicts want to ensure other 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 pertinent portions of the report are not overshadowed by the classification of Nex's death. Rather than allow incomplete accounts to take hold and spread any further, the Benedicts feel compelled to provide a summary of those findings, which have not yet been released by the medical examiner's office, particularly those that contradict allegations of the assault on Nex being insignificant. As outlined by the full report, the medical examiner found numerous areas of physical trauma over Nex's body that evidence the severity of the assault. And there's more, but yeah, it's on my Discord server if you're in there. Someone linked that in the stupid news stories chat, so if you want to read more, it's there. But yeah, there's plenty of reason to believe that the suicide ruling was a cover up. I mean, I already knew that this was probably going to happen, considering Oklahoma is a very transphobic state, and here is a trans kid that was beaten to death, or allegedly beaten to death, I suppose, to use proper wording, even though they more than certainly, almost certainly were. Anyway, here's this trans kid that was bullied for their gender identity. And that doesn't look good on Oklahoma's part because, again, Oklahoma's a very transphobic state. Their politicians are really pushing this transphobic bullshit. They recently appointed Chaya Raichik to, what was her position again? Yeah, advisory committee, uh, library advisory committee for Oklahoma's Department of Education. You know, they appoint her to this important position within Oklahoma's education department, someone who is known for, you know, enticing her audience to send out death threats to schools, children's hospitals, because they either promote LGBT propaganda or perform gender affirming surgery to kids, which isn't fucking happening, or at least, you know, like stuff like, you know, genital surgery and such that's not fucking happening to kids. But you know, these conservatives want you to think otherwise. They spread this wild misinformation to, you know, get the public on board with their wild, with their, you know, erroneous bigotry. And they appointed someone like that in an important position in their education department, which tells you everything you need to know about Oklahoma and their stance on trans people. So it's really no surprise that they want to cover up Nex's death as a suicide, which really, is that any fucking better? Because either way, if they were beaten to death or if they really did commit suicide, that doesn't really speak well of Oklahoma, because either way, their death was still the result of bigotry they were facing on a day to day basis from their peers in school. Again, they were getting constantly bullied for being non binary, because these were likely kids whose parents consume media, you know, like probably Matt Walsh and such, and you know, tell their kids about how horrible trans people supposedly are. And you have all these politicians in their state talking about how they essentially want to eradicate trans people out of, you know, the public. So I feel for any kid who's growing up in, you know, states like this, trans themselves. It must be a horrible, horrible existence. Hello, Robert. How are you doing? I'm gonna try to explore that abandoned house I posted on Discord. What abandoned house? The one with the cat? Pretty sure I said this before, but there is an abandoned house, like, I don't know, probably 10 minutes away from my house. There used to be people who lived in that house up until, I don't know, like fucking 15 years ago or whatever. Um, but ever since they moved out, there was that house has just been vacant, completely abandoned. Never really thought about exploring it though. I know that's a really big thing on YouTube, exploring abandoned houses, abandoned buildings, but I don't know. Never really for me. Never really watched that kind of content. Never really had much inclination to explore an abandoned building myself. All good here. You? I'm doing decent. Like I said before, just another day for me where nothing substantial happens. Hello, Mikey. Hello, Mikey. Mikey. Nice name you have there. Exploring abandoned houses is so fun to me, at least. I'm a big fan of urban exploration content. Yeah, even though I don't watch the content that much, I have seen some, you know, exploring some exploration videos of abandoned buildings and such. Um, remember seeing some videos of people exploring abandoned schools. Kind of creepy, but also kind of fascinating, you know, just seeing a building completely frozen in time. I used to be a big fan of watching abandoned exploration videos. Cool. Yeah, if I ever end up exploring an abandoned house or some shit, Maybe I'll film it and put it on here. I don't know. It's not something I'm like seriously considering though, so no promises. Anyone remember when I made a video about a certain person who liked to film abandoned Kmarts or whatever? Someone who shall not be named because they're a massive piece of shit. I live near an abandoned retirement home down the hill from me, but it's now demolished. Oh, that sucks. Well, I guess may as well demolish it if it's just there taking up space. You actually wait. There is a really creepy abandoned building right that was right by my high school that still exists, I'm pretty sure. It was an abandoned mental facility. It was literally like, I don't know, probably a 5-minute walk away from my high school. We used to pass by it every time we would have fire drills. It was really fucking creepy. Like there was this overgrown grass all around it. And again, it was a mental facility, so that closed down back in like, I don't know, like 40 years ago or some shit. And it's been just sitting there ever since. So God knows what the fuck went on in that building when it was still active. I don't know if I'd want to explore a place like that though. Oh yeah, that wannabe gangster tough guy weirdo. Yeah, that dude. One literally went on one of my videos like 4 years ago or whatever, saying, "Let's meet up. I'll kick your ass." All right, tough guy. But yeah, that guy was legitimately a piece of shit, though. I'd rather I bring him up from time to time just to point and laugh at the guy, but for the most part, I don't like thinking about him because um shortly after I made a video about my grandmother passing away, not the video I made initially when she did pass away, but on the anniversary of her death, the dude started using her as ammo against me, saying like, "At least my grandma's alive, yours is dead." So, yeah, that's the really speaks volumes of that guy's character. And I do still have a grandma that's alive, so that guy apparently retired, but he's teasing a comeback. I didn't even know he did retire in the first place. I thought he was still doing his videos where he's like screaming in front of Kmart's and um abandoned Burger Kings or whatever the fuck. There is one where I live that's also demolished down. It was a haunted hospital, and it held a lot of history in that hospital. I wanted to explore the place, but it got demolished down. Sad. That's unfortunate. Well, I'm not really a big believer in the paranormal and stuff like that. So when people say a place is haunted, I'm just like, eh. It's probably creepy, yeah, if it's an abandoned building, especially if it's been abandoned for a long time, like that one mental facility I mentioned. Place has been abandoned since like the 80s. So we're talking about at least nearly 4 years ago. But it's weird. They have this big empty mental facility that's been abandoned for nearly 40 years and it's still standing there. Got a YouTube notification. Got sidetracked from that for a second. I'm just surprised that they don't do anything. They haven't like tried to renovate the building into something else or demolish that building and build something else there because it's just a bunch of taking up space that Sure, you could probably put like an apartment building there or something. Well, there's already enough apartment buildings right around there, so yeah. The abandoned retirement home closed in November 2009 and demolished in January 2024. You can actually see the home still open in Google Street View in 2009. I see. You have any idea if they're going to build something else there? The tax debt for that building must be insane. Yeah, again, I don't know why the city has never thought of like putting something else there because it's this huge ass building that's just taking up a lot of space that's been again completely abandoned for almost 40 fucking years. It's run down, not like it's pleasant to look at or anything. There's another abandoned hospital that's down in Tennessee near the Alabama state line by the bridge. It's also haunted. Zach Bagans and his team went there for his Ghost Adventures show. I used to watch ghost hunting shows back in the day when I was a kid. Used to be really big into that. I don't know if it was Ghost Adventures exactly, but yeah, I used to watch shows like that when I was a kid. I used to be really big into paranormal stuff when I was a kid. Used to like watching ghost videos, even though, like, fucking 99% of ghost videos you see on the internet are complete bullshit. Well, probably all of them, let's be honest. But, um, you know, a lot of them I've rewatched as an adult, and it's so obvious it's like, fucking special effects or some shit that I, completely fell for when I was a kid. There used to be a ghost hunting show on what was it? It was Cartoon Network back when they had that really dumb block where they would air live action shows. I forget what the fuck the name of that show was, but I watched it. I used to watch that show, not all the time, but whenever it would be on, when I would, I would watch it whenever I would happen to catch it on. It's in a neighborhood, so probably an apartment or townhouse slash duplex complex. Me and my friends used to hang out all the time in an abandoned school in my neighborhood. Actually, my father has a story similar to that. I don't know if it was an abandoned school specifically, but I remember when I was going to a family gathering like almost 2 years ago, the same one that I went to that I caught an extremely bad fever from. So probably like late 2022, like October, November, somewhere around there. Anyway, on the highway, we were passing by a building. It wasn't abandoned. My father said that it used to be another. The building that he was talking about specifically that we passed by replaced another building that was abandoned for a long time. And my father said that when he and his friends were teenagers, they go in that building and get high and get drunk or whatever. They used to throw parties in that abandoned building. Said it was a lot of fun, hanging out there and exploring it. He said it was really creepy, but still, he had a lot of fun in that building. Oh, they've long since demolished it and put an apartment building there. I forget what the building was before that, though. Many say ghost videos are fake, but would it be fake if they go and experience the paranormal hauntings in person and still say it's fake? I mean, I mean, again, I'm not really a big believer in stuff like that. I mean, if you're more inclined to believe that ghosts are out there, and if you go and explore an abandoned building, and I don't know, maybe you hear like a thud or some shit, you might think it's a ghost, but could just be coincidence or something that could be easily explained as opposed to it being like paranormal. I'm smoking a marijuana strain called McFlurry because smoking while watching a stream is fun. Yeah, you get high for all of my streams, don't you? I think you once said that you like save some weed for whenever I go live, which is kind of flattering. It's been a minute since I got high. The last time I got high was um August, I think. The Outsiders was goofy. Oh, what if the Other Siders was goofy for a second? For a second, I thought you were talking about the book. Other Side. Oh wait, no, that's the ghost hunting show that I mentioned. That was on Cartoon Network. Yeah, had to think for a second there because it's been like I don't know, 15, 16 years since I saw it. Yeah, that show freaked me out as a kid, but maybe it would be good entertainment now as an adult. I don't know if there's any episodes online or if probably. I don't know. For all I know, that show is abandoned media now, or lost media. I mean, I remember when Disney had a hidden camera prank show. I don't know what show you're referring to because I never watched Disney growing up. I don't know why. I never watched Disney Channel as a kid. It was always just Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon. So, whenever people talk about how nostalgic Disney Channel was back in like the 2000s or whatever, can't relate to any of that because I never watched it back then for whatever reason. One time we also went to an abandoned house in another neighborhood in my town and the cops came. What did you get the cops called on you for like trespassing or whatever? Hello, hero of what? How you doing? It's good to know you stream on Friday, so I have an extra stash for that day. Yeah, well, the only difficult part is I don't stream like every Friday or whatever, just any random Friday on a given month. So yeah, you know, I don't have. I stream once a month, but I don't stream on like a specific day of the month. Just any random Friday in a month, every month. And I'm pretty content with this streaming schedule because I don't know how professional streamers do it. Like, I can only handle doing this for 2 hours, and all I do is just lay in a bed talking to the chat. There's other streamers that stream for like fucking 12 hours, and they got to do they do quite a bit more than just talk to a chat all day. Yeah, that's that. I can never do that. I've been fine. How about you? I'm decent. Good to know that you're fine. Yeah, the neighbors next to the house called and snitched on us, so that sucks. Yeah. I mean, so long as you weren't like disturbing the peace in the neighborhood or anything. I take it you weren't like blasting music or shit like that in the house. I forgot it was Friday. Yeah, sometimes I forget what day of the week it is because not like I have very productive days where, you know, I'm on some kind of schedule or anything. Some people just have too much time on their hands calling the police. Yeah, some people call the police for some of the most trivial fucking things. Now we were just looking around the backyard, not being obnoxious or anything. Yeah, I took it that you weren't doing anything. That was, you know, um, that was obnoxious or invasive or anything like that. Speaking of neighborhoods, one of my neighbors got robbed recently. Apparently, a shit ton of money was stolen because they keep their money in the house. Actually, it's kind of scary. A lot of robberies have been happening around here lately. Luckily, luckily my house has never been a target. Well, I kind of think I'm partially to thank for that. Not to say I'm like some kind of badass who would beat up any burglar who try to come in here, but what I am saying is I stay up until like ungodly hours of the night, so I'm usually like downstairs playing a video game until like 3 in the morning. So, you know, someone who wants to rob this house in the middle of the night would see the lights on and be like, "Oh, someone the people who live in the house, or at least one person who lives in the house, is still awake." So, you know, maybe that deters any robber from wanting to target this house. I usually work on Fridays, but I'm free today. Back when I was still going to college, I would always have Fridays off, so that's why I would always stream on Fridays. And I mean, now that I'm not in college, I could just stream on any day I want, but I'm so used to just streaming on Friday. So yeah. I saw a video of two teenagers getting the cops called on them for shoveling snow for people, and they were black, so it was probably racially motivated. Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, fortunately, my mother is kind of like that. Not to say she's some like hardcore racist or anything, but I remember one time she was uh she was she picked me up after after one of my college classes courses were over, and she had to go to the bank before we got home, so she stopped by there, and she saw some black guy just standing around in the parking lot. She was wondering what he was doing, and I was like, maybe he was waiting to be picked up or something like that. You know, I don't think he was doing anything nefarious. And she was like, well, what if I get out and he tries to rob me or something? I'm like, I really don't think that's gonna happen. And it was a back and forth because for like a few minutes she was contemplating not getting out of the car until the guy left. And I was like, just go into the bank and get your money. And she eventually did it. And then she was telling me, well, certain people you can't trust them. And I'm like, what kind of people are you talking about? And she didn't want to clarify. She's in her late 50s now, so unfortunately, a lot of negative, stereotypes that were perpetuated about people of color that were popular back then, she still believes in today to an extent. I saw, oh, I already read that. There was actually a murder in my town back in December, and I know someone who lived in the street it happened on. That is fucking crazy. I take it you don't know the person who was murdered, like on a personal level, at least. But yeah, nothing like that has ever happened in my neighborhood. Well, something crazy to that effect did happen. It wasn't someone getting murdered, but someone who didn't even live here went to, not in my circle, but right outside the circle in front of one of my neighbors' houses, took a gun, shot himself, and of course died because he shot himself in the head. I don't know why. Well, I guess I do know why he picked this area because it's pretty, I wouldn't say remote, but it's a pretty quiet area and not too many people are out and about here in this neighborhood. So probably wanted just a quiet area where he won't get too much attention. But unfortunately, the people who live in the house, right, in the house that was, that he was in front of where he did this, one of the people did see him outside and saw him fucking kill himself. So I'd imagine that is extremely traumatic, was extremely traumatic. It was just a few years ago too, like, I don't know, 2021, 2022, I think. I remember being woken up by a bunch of fucking sirens that were, around here, and I was wondering what happened, and my uncle told me what happened. I was like, Jesus. Most robberies happen to houses when no one's home. It'd be stupid to do otherwise. Yeah, that's why I think that maybe my house isn't, it's kind of, is taken off the list of houses to rob around here because there's always someone that's awake in this house. Again, I'm up until ungodly hours of the night, and I usually have a light on, either downstairs or in my room. So if anyone is, scoping out this house to rob in the middle of the night, they'll see that someone is awake, and that'll deter them from wanting to rob this house because, again, like you said, why would anyone want to rob a house when someone is home? It's just, you're just more than, I mean, I know it happens. There are home invasions and stuff like that, but I'd imagine a robber would still prefer a house to be empty or prefer everyone to be asleep so they can rob the house discreetly and limit the risk of getting caught. Do you like the show Entourage? I watched it a few years ago and I thought it was okay. I know a lot of people hate that show, but I personally thought it was just eh. I'm gonna take a bong grip of my McFlurry strain. Have fun. Nope, luckily the guy I know wasn't the target. Did the guy know the victim? Were they like friends of them or something? Or just someone in the neighborhood he knew? A guy got arrested in my city for smoking meth in the McDonald's toilet. In my opinion, the arrest was a bit much for doing something as simple as doing drugs in a bathroom. I mean, if you're doing meth in a public bathroom, I mean, especially in a place like McDonald's where kids can easily walk into that bathroom and you're just in there doing meth. I mean, if I guess if you're not exactly, disturbing anyone or being violent or anything like that, I guess it's not that bad of an offense, but still. I was literally up until 5 a.m. today. Cool. I like staying up that late or even later. Fuck. Last night I fell asleep around, I don't know, 7. The joys of having a irregular sleep schedule. But I guess it's because a lot of people these days view drug users as zombies instead of lost people. Yeah, I mean, I've been over this a lot. It's really frustrating the dehumanization of people who use drugs instead of wanting to, have that person seek proper treatment for their addiction. We got to throw them in a jail cell because, yeah, that totally deters people from using drugs. Yeah, sarcasm aside. Just the lack of empathy for drug users in this country, or not even just in this country, but the world in general, is just disgusting. As someone who does know someone who used to have a heroin addiction, that, thankfully the person kicked it, but, you know, it really shifts your perspective when you know someone personally who struggles with addiction. You know that person isn't just a zombie or a lost cause or anything stupid like that. They're a person just like anyone else with with their own set of struggles that you want them to overcome. But if you're removed from that type of life, like if you don't know someone who struggles with addiction, it's easy to dehumanize these kinds of people and view them as just, like you said, zombies or whatever the fuck. Because empathy for people you don't know is hard for a lot of people, unfortunately. There was a big clap of thunder today and it scared my cats. Sorry to hear about that. It always sucks, seeing, your pets get scared like that. Like, for example, I've mentioned this plenty of times before, and it just happened again, like, I don't know, a week or two ago. There's some assholes who I don't know if they live in this neighborhood or outside of this neighborhood. I assume outside of this neighborhood because they get the cops called on them a lot and nothing ever fucking happens. But there's people who set off fireworks around here at like fucking 1 in the morning, and there's no reason to set fireworks. It's not Fourth of July or any other big holiday. They just randomly set off fireworks on, some random night in the middle of the fucking week. It's frustrating. I mean, it doesn't really affect me that much because I'm always awake at 1 in the morning and I'm still up for several more hours after that. But, what about the people who in my neighborhood who have to wake up in a few hours to go to work, or kids who have to go to school? And of course, like you mentioned, pets that get scared. People don't really want to think about that all too much because people just have this stupid mentality that, oh, they're just animals. Who cares? Who cares about their feelings? If they get scared, whatever. But no, like, when my cat Charlie was alive, that used to scare him, and he would run under my bed and, refuse to come out for, like, I don't know, an hour because it scared him that much. I fucking hated seeing him like that. I used to always have to calm him down. It's a mental health issue, not a crime. Yeah, it absolutely is a mental health issue, but a lot of people don't want to treat it as such. Not saying doing drugs is a good thing, but it's not fair to punish these people. It's absolutely not. Of course, it's not a good thing, but again, what is throwing these people in the jail cell gonna fucking do? Nothing. I have 4 cats in my house. Well, I have 3 now. Charlie passed away a few months ago, so it used to be 4, but not anymore. Yeah, that rhymed. I actually have been thinking about getting another cat. My mom really wants to get another cat. She says, "Oh, yeah, let's get another cat." Well, she wants to actually adopt one this time, not just a cat that, we that not just a stray that, was born in our backyard. One that's already house trained and likes people because my cat Floyd, the cat that I got last year, he was born in the backyard. There's a mother cat that likes to hang around here, kind of like what my cat Debbie used to do before she passed away. She was the mother of Charlie and two other cats that are still alive that we have here. Anyway, um, yeah, so Floyd was a stray. He's the black and white cat that I posted in the community tab on this channel, and he still kind of struggles with people. I mean, I get close to him and pet him a little bit, but then he just kind of you know leaves. He likes my uncle the most, but me and my mother, I don't know. He doesn't really care for us all that much. He's not petrified of us or anything, but he just doesn't really spend that much time around us. And my mom wants to get a cat that me and her can be attached to. And I do tell her a lot that there's absolutely no replacing Charlie. I don't know if I'll ever have another bond with an animal like I did with Charlie, but you know, um, I kind of do want to have a cat that I'm close to again, though, because the other two cats are also cats that are very close to my uncle, and I don't really spend that much time with. They never really grew that attached to me either. It was really just Charlie. So, there's just this big void now that I'm still not over. And not to say getting another cat will automatically fill that void, because again, me and Charlie were best friends for 15 fucking years, so you can't exactly replace that, but it'd be nice to have a animal in the house that, I could pet and, be close to. Rip Charlie, yep. It still not any easier 2 months later. I saw this video on my shorts page that had to do with this MAGA mansion. I just thought to myself, why are you so obsessed with your favorite politician that you badly need a Trump themed mansion? Yeah, the Trump cult is really something else. I have never ever seen a voter base this fucking dedicated to a candidate. Well, maybe I shouldn't say voter base. I mean, I know not all of the Republican voter base are die hard, you know, MAGA cultists or whatever, but a good portion of these people are, and a good chunk of Trump's voter base just base their entire fucking personality around the guy. It's really just disturbing because at the end of the day, this guy is just another piece of shit politician. I mean, of course, he's uniquely bad in several ways, like attempting to overthrow democracy because he lost an election fair and square. But, you know, still, I have never seen this kind of cult of personality surrounding a political figure. And it's just kind of fucking scary how much this guy has really captured the minds of so many people in this country, to the point where their entire fucking personality revolves around Trump. Though I didn't bother watching more than 3 seconds because why should I? I wouldn't watch a single second of that. I have no interest in seeing what a MAGA mansion would look like. And as a whole, I don't really watch shorts all that much anyway. I mean, I can never get into that fucking video format. I never got into TikTok, never got into YouTube Shorts, never got into Instagram Reels. I never liked that video format. Vertical 1 minute videos or shorter than a minute long videos. not my thing. But TikTok is huge, and a lot of other sites want to, try to replicate that, especially now with the very real possibility that, TikTok might get banned in this country. We'll see if that actually happens, but, if TikTok does get banned, I mean, I'm not for a TikTok ban or anything, don't get me wrong, but if TikTok does get banned, that would make no difference in my life at all. I mean, I've said before, I have a TikTok account just to see, what the site is all about and see what the hype is all about. And I don't know. I think I've only logged in probably just a handful of times, just out of curiosity to see what's been going on in the app. And I only look at it like maybe like 5 minutes at most, and then I'm like, yeah, still not for me. Still don't see the appeal. Let me go back to YouTube. I've never posted anything on TikTok. I maybe liked maybe I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 TikToks ever, but I just don't care for that video format. Every once in a while, I'll make a YouTube short because, some they're fun to do every once in a while, even though they usually attract dumb as fuck people, Usually, it's crazy that, how much the algorithm favors shorts though, because there have been plenty of times where I upload a short that I think no one is even gonna fucking see, and then like all of a sudden a few hours later I'm like, how's that short I uploaded a few hours ago doing? And then all of a sudden it has 1,500 views or some shit like that, and I'm like, whoa, where did this fucking come from? They're easy views, but they're videos I don't really like making all that much. Again, every once in a while is fine. Me personally, uploading a short every once in a while is, fun, I guess. But, you know, I just prefer doing the content I usually do, the traditional, 5 to 7 minute long video, long form content. And again, like I said, the YouTube shorts usually attract really fucking dumb people because let's be honest, that type of video format does appeal to the lowest common denominator. Like whenever a short of mine does blow up, if you consider getting like 1,000 views blowing up, it is for me, okay? Anyway, usually the comments are just flooded with "you're a fucking idiot" or the nerd emoji or some shit like that. Very, you know, very low effort comments that are not really worth reading. My cat Maxwell is sitting on my window right now. Every time I hear the name Maxwell, I think of Maxwell's Silver Hammer by the Beatles. I do know a Maxwell, but he doesn't like being called Maxwell. He just likes being called Max. So I just associate the full name with that song. I choose YouTube over TikTok any day. Oh yeah, I mean, way more variety in the type of content you'll see on this. Way more variety in the type of content that is hosted on this site. Since on TikTok you're limited to the fucking vertical video, um, minute long format. Well, I don't know if TikToks are strict. I don't know if TikTok has a strict limit on video length like YouTube Shorts do, but still, I just prefer the long form content way more. I sometimes watch shorts, but I prefer long form content. Yeah, sometimes there's a short on my homepage that catches my attention. I'm like, oh, this might be cool to watch, and it amuses me a little bit, but I'm not like scrolling through short after short all day like some people may be doing, more particularly kids, I'm sure. And that's what I see a lot of kids these days do. Like, to bring up that family gathering on my father's side again. I didn't just go to that family gathering with my father. I was also with my father's girlfriend at the time. I don't think they're together anymore though. And her two kids. One of her kids was 15, and the other was 11. And I was in the back seat. I was sitting next to the 11-year-old, and the entire fucking ride, which was 2 hours long, kid was just scrolling through TikTok after TikTok after TikTok. And I was just wondering, what is the appeal in this kind of content? I don't get it. And it's not just kids, it's people my age watching TikToks. I mean, if you like that form of content, fine. I can't fucking change what kind of content you watch. I'm just some nobody on the internet at the end of the day, but still, I just want to know, like, what is the appeal? Because I don't see it at all. Again, I'm not opposed to watching a YouTube short from time to time. Sometimes a YouTube short catches my attention. Sometimes a YouTube short is legitimately interesting. Okay, but as a whole, I just prefer the long form content. I find it funny though when I made that rant on like excessively long video essays, like that one video essay that was talking about iCarly or whatever the fuck for like 9 goddamn hours straight. People were like, "Oh, you just have a shit attention span. Go back to TikTok." And I'm like, I literally fucking said in the video, I don't like TikToks. I don't like YouTube shorts. It drains your attention span. I just don't like overly padded out videos. I like that nice balance. I'm down to watch. I'm down. I'm down with watching an hour long video if the topic legitimately interests me. I've even watched videos that I'll even watch a video that's like 2 hours long if the topic interests me. I just draw the line with videos that are so fucking long to the point where they're almost an entire fucking day long on an innocuous subject like iCarly. Where did I even leave off? I choose YouTube over TikTok any day. Sometimes watch shorts, but I prefer long form content. Gonna take another toke. Cheers, Mikey. Cheers. I've used TikTok before and it was just 99% cringe nonsense. Yeah. I mean, the last time I looked at TikTok, which I don't even remember when was the last time I fucking looked at TikTok, but the last time I did look at TikTok, I was just kind of scrolling through the TikToks trying to see if something would capture my attention. A lot of it was just, either like cringe comedy skits or like people dancing to a song or some shit. I was just like, yeah, not for me. I really don't care for this content. I find that many YouTube shorts have too many annoying sound effects and colorful noise, and it just bothers me. Maybe because I have autism rather than ADHD. I think it's because this kind of content appeals to kids the most. Again, there are people my age who like TikToks and YouTube shorts. Plenty of people my age who like TikToks and YouTube shorts. But at the end of the day, who are watching these kinds of videos the most? Children, more than likely. And what are children entertained by? Loud noises most of the time. There are exceptions like me as a kid. I didn't like loud noises, but more specifically, what do people think kids find to be entertaining? Loud, obnoxious noises. So they make their TikToks and their YouTube shorts as loud and obnoxious as possible to hold a kid's attention. You may as well be fucking jingling keys to the camera. Sometimes I watch YouTube shorts of Family Guy. Speaking of Family Guy, been getting a lot of Family Guy clips in my homepage, which is weird because I don't watch Family Guy. Never cared for Family Guy, so I don't seek out Family Guy clips on YouTube, but YouTube is still like, "Oh, yeah, this Family Guy clip is cool. Why don't you watch this?" Like, why is this on my homepage? I don't watch Family Guy. Gotta love when people comment on your videos without ever watching a single second of the video, making dumb assumptions. Yeah, my video essay video is especially full of that. You know, again, it's quite a few people are saying you just have a low attention span. That's why you don't like multi-hour long videos. And I'm like, I literally say in the video, I don't like YouTube Shorts. I don't like TikTok. That drains your attention span. It's a detriment to your attention span, I should say. I literally say that in the video, clear as fucking day, and yet there's still some comments under that video saying, just go back to TikTok. Enjoy your low attention span content. I used to think Family Guy was a baby show until I was 8, until I saw a character get shot. Yeah, I never thought of Family Guy as a baby show. That was the show that kids and when I was in second grade were watching because they thought they were cool for watching it because it's an adult cartoon and there were little kids watching it. Let me get to a more comfortable position for a second. Nirvana. I don't think I've worn this shirt in a while. Found it buried in my hamper um last night. Anyway, yeah, when I was in like second and third grade, the kids in my class would always talk about the Family Guy, quote Family Guy. It was like one of their favorite shows. Again, partly because they were kids watching a show that was made for adults or is more geared towards an older audience. So they thought they were cool for watching it. There was a kid that I befriended in 10th grade that I still talk to sometimes that would always quote Family Guy every day. He kept trying to get me to watch Family Guy, but I told him I already saw a few episodes and it's just really not my thing. I never really cared for any of the adult cartoon shows. I do have an interest in watching The Simpsons, though. It's just that the problem with The Simpsons is there's so many goddamn seasons, and I don't know when to fucking stop because I know the show goes to shit at a certain point, but it seems to be very subjective when the show goes to shit. People say stop watching after this season, or this episode, or that episode, or this season, or that season. So much fucking conflicting information on when the show goes to shit, so I'm kind of intimidated to watch the show for that reason. I was just holding Maxwell and he was purring. Oh, that's cute. Haven't held a cat since Charlie passed away. We uh we had Charlie cremated and we got his ashes in a little box in the china closet in the living room. This may have been something I shouldn't have done because it's so fucking horrible to see, but I did open the box once just to see the ashes as kind of, like a little last goodbye kind of thing. It was difficult, yes, but I did feel some semblance of peace after doing that. I mean, I still have a really hard time accepting Charlie's passing, but it still was a very personal moment, and again, it was just you know uh, something I never plan on doing again, seeing his ashes. But I just wanted to you know see him one last time and just kind of like say a final goodbye to him. I mean, not to say like the ashes are going anywhere. They're being kept in a china closet, and I have no intention on like spreading them or anything because I do want him to stay in this house. But you know, it was a way of me like trying to come to terms with his death, his very sudden death, because he wasn't visibly sick or anything. Just one day, just one night, I should say. He was sleeping next to me, and he died sometime in his sleep. So cherish your pets, show them all the love you can, because you never know when you can lose them. YouTube keeps trying to suggest Brett Cooper to me lately, even when I click the not interested in this channel button. I'm convinced that button does not work because I have so much right wing bullshit recommended to me in my homepage that I click not interested on and it still fucking appears, even from the same fucking channel. Like, there's a lot of Matt Walsh clips that get recommended to me sometimes, and I click not interested in this channel. Please stop having this garbage show up in my homepage, and YouTube still has it show up in my homepage. Didn't really have that problem with Brett Cooper though. She's the she's like the Daily Wire's answer to Hassan, right? She does the whole streaming thing. Or at least she has the aesthetics of a streamer. I think she actually doesn't stream at all, but they're trying to like capture the Gen Z audience with her whole aesthetic and streamer setup and all that. I did come across a video from her when I first heard that Drake Bell was doing an expose documentary on Nickelodeon. I wanted to look up videos talking about that to see what's going on, and one of the videos that popped up when I searched Drake Bell Nickelodeon documentary or whatever was a video by Brett Cooper, and I'm like, yeah, rather not listen to her take on this. Yeah, rather not watch a Brett Cooper video. LOL, I've been watching Family Guy since I was 13. I did watch some Family Guy episodes when I was like in second or third grade just to see what the kids in my class were all excited over. Didn't care for it then. Tried Family Guy again when I was a little older, like, I don't know, maybe when I was 12 or 13. I didn't care for it then. And then I tried it again when I befriended that kid who would always quote Family Guy in high school. Didn't care for it then either. So, yeah, it's safe to say the show doesn't really appeal to me. I wasn't allowed to watch inappropriate cartoons when I was a kid, but I was allowed to watch whatever. I was allowed to play whatever video games I wanted despite the age rating. That's funny. I never really had any restrictions on like what games I could play or whatever. It's just that I, for the longest time, was always just into Nintendo games, which are primarily rated E. But yeah, after sticking it through the Wii U generation and most of the Switch generation, I finally got a PlayStation and broadened my gaming horizons. I wasn't allowed to watch Samurai Jack and Dragon Ball growing up. Was Samurai Jack really that bad? I never really watched it. Didn't really, well, wasn't really interested in Samurai Jack as a kid. Maybe I'd like it these days. I don't know, but as a kid, I didn't really care for that show all too much, and never cared for Dragon Ball either. Not to spit on the guy who just died. What's his name? Ayaka or whatever. Yeah. So everyone mourning his death, and that's kind of awkward because I never really had any connection to the guy's work. So seeing all of these people mourn the guy who made Dragon Ball, while I was just at the sidelines thinking, yeah, I didn't even know this guy existed until he died. But still, rest in peace. He just certainly made an impact on a lot of people's lives. He just didn't really make much of an impact on mine. But yeah, I never cared for Dragon Ball or anime in general. Maybe I should watch some Dragon Ball. I don't know. Not really on my rotation of not really on my list of shows to watch, but maybe I should broaden my horizons when it comes to TV shows because for the most part I like watching live action shows like HBO shows and such. Currently watching True Detective. First season is a masterpiece. Second season, third season pretty good, and the latest season, I think it's all right. My little brother got banned from watching Caillou when he was 3. Banned from watching Caillou. Why? That show was for his exact age group. Same. I have a bunch of Matt Walsh and other political garbage from either content, and I push the not interested button, and sometimes and it seems to never work. LOL. Yeah. Again, I'm completely convinced that that button is completely fucking useless. Again, there are so many channels where I click not interested, and YouTube is still like, want to see more Matt Walsh content? Want to see more Ben Shapiro content? No, I fucking don't. I have told you before, I am not interested, and yet YouTube is still pushing that bullshit in my homepage. Very fucking annoying. Family Guy has too many fart slash random jokes that aren't even funny half of the time. Family Guy is entertaining, especially when you're high. Maybe that'll finally get me to appreciate Family Guy. If I get really fucking high and just put on any random episode of the show. Maybe that's the maybe that's the way I finally get into Family Guy. Because sometimes I do cave and watch the clips that YouTube recommends to me, which probably worsens the problem. Because here I am complaining about Family Guy clips being recommended to me, and sometimes I do watch them, which makes them more likely to appear in my feed. But anyway, I do sometimes cave and watch a Family Guy clip just to try to see, just to try to understand what people enjoy about the show. And I think at most a Family Guy clip has just gotten a little chuckle out of me, but all in all, it's the show I really don't care for. Well, even people who like Family Guy, though, say the show hasn't been funny in like 10 plus years. But I have watched some of the classic era Family Guy episodes, and I still don't really care for it, so eh. Stewie is my favorite character. Stewie, Brian, and Peter for me. I think it was season 7 or 8, but I don't remember. Just turned 27. I still don't know how I got to this age. I am 5 days away from turning 23. It's kind of wild to me. Feels like just yesterday I first turned 20. Wild. I will never not brag about the fact that I share a birthday with Mr. Rogers. He was also born on March 20th. Oh yeah, and Chester Bennington, but I don't listen to Linkin Park too much, so it's the Mr. Rogers. It's me sharing a birthday with Mr. Rogers that means a lot more to me. Used to watch Mr. Rogers religiously when I was a kid, and I still do watch clips from time to time. Whenever people say that this person is the modern day Mr. Rogers or this person is the Mr. Rogers of YouTube, never fucking fall for that shit. There was only one Mr. Rogers, and there will never be another Mr. Rogers. Remember when people called Boogie Mr. Rogers of YouTube or Chugga Conroy? Oof, that aged well. I'm turning 21 next month. Happy early birthday. It's cool having St. Patrick's Day and my birthday so close together, though, because again, I got a lot of Irish blood in me, and then 3 days later, it's my birthday, so I got two things to celebrate, I suppose. I mean, like I've said before, I mean, my birthday, I haven't really made a big deal about my birthday since I was a kid. Ever since I'd say maybe the age of 13, 14, my birthday is just like any other fucking day for me. I don't really think about it all too much. There have been times though where I would my mom would tell me happy birthday, or I would get an influx of happy birthday messages on my phone, and I'd be like, oh yeah, today's my birthday. Oh, another I turn a year older, another year closer to death. In 22 minutes, it'll be 4:20 p.m. in my time zone. Well, be sure to take a hit when it turns 4:20. Family Guy is really funny stoned. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Maybe next time I get high, I'll put on Family Guy. I'm turning 18 this year. Yeah, I prefer older Family Guy over newer episodes. Yeah, a lot of people say that new Family Guy is completely trash. I share a birthday with Albert Einstein and Pi Day. Oh, so your birthday just passed. Happy belated birthday. One of my old high school friends were born on March 20th, but born on March 20th, 2000. So exactly a year older than me. That's cool, I guess. I haven't cared about my birthday since 12, to be honest. Yeah. It seems like other people make a bigger deal out of my birthday than I do. Like people tell me, "Oh, this is your day. You should be happy that it's your birthday." And not to say that my birthday makes me inherently depressed or anything. It doesn't. It's just that I don't really think about it when the day comes. It has been a tradition for me though. Every year since I'd say probably 2016, the first song I listen to when uh when it's my birthday, the first song of the day I listen to is Time by Pink Floyd, because that song does I really resonate with that song on my birthday. I share a birthday with the YouTuber Corey X Kenshin and the K-pop idol Momo. I have no clue who either fucking person is. On my birthday, I do look up famous March 20th birthdays, but the only ones I remember are Chester Bennington and Mr. Rogers. Let me look that up now for shits and giggles. Should be fun stream content, I assume. Famous March 20th birthdays. Harper Zilmer, 14, TikTok star. Casa D. Lee, Nelson Parker, YouTube star. Hyunjin, rapper. Oh god, Baron Trump, the kid. Maybe not a kid anymore. Uh, share a birthday with him. King Kenny, YouTube star. Ruby Rose, model. Oh, I share a birthday with I Justine. Anyone remember her? So many people I don't fucking know. All these fucking influencers I've never heard of. Of course, there's Mr. Rogers. Oh, Sting? Oh, wrestler. I thought it was the singer. Yeah, that doesn't look like the Sting I know. Oh, Spike Lee. I share a birthday with him too. Vera Lynn. I also share a birthday with. Does anybody here remember Vera Lynn? Danger Dolan. I remember this channel from when I was like 14 years old. Used to watch his content a lot. Forgot about him. Apparently, I share a birthday with him too. And a bunch of other influencers and rappers and such I don't fucking know. So, yeah. My little brother was born March 14th, 2009. Happy belated birthday to your brother. But Aqua Team Hunger Force is better. Yeah, maybe I should watch some Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Heard a lot of Team Hunger Force. I should maybe I should watch that show. Heard good things about it. Again, I don't really watch a whole lot of the adult Western adult cartoon shows or any adult cartoon shows in general. Speaking of Chugga Conroy, someone made an archive channel of his. Oh, someone made an archive of his entire channel and all of the Runaway guys too. Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of that content will be taken down, but I guess it's good to archive it regardless. Chugga probably will come back to YouTube though. There's so many people who are willing to look the other way and say, "We still love you, but we still love your content. It doesn't matter that you had a sex role play with with a minor when you yourself were an adult. We'll watch you regardless." Every 4th of July, I listen to Rooster by Alice in Chains because that's the day I first heard it in 2017. Nostalgia. Really? You only first heard Rooster in 2017? First heard that song when I was a little kid because my father would have a bunch of songs he downloaded off of LimeWire on his computer that he would let me listen to. The Alice in Chains is one of the bands he would have downloaded onto his computer. Discovered a lot of bands that I'm still into today from his computer when I was a kid. His favorite band is Slipknot. He was really big into new metal back when it was, you know, a popular genre in the 2000s. Which I hear new metal's making a resurgence, which is cool, I suppose. It's not really a genre I listen to all that much, but it's cool for the people who are into new metal, though. But every 4th of July, I listen to 4th of July by Soundgarden because, you know, why the fuck wouldn't I? I share a birthday with Gerard Way and Hugh Hefner. That's a cool birthday. Sharing a birthday with Hugh Hefner. Speaking of TikTok, apparently it's going to be possibly banned in the United States after the House passed the ban bill. Yeah, now it's up to the Senate. And if it doesn't get slapped down by the Senate, it probably will go into effect because Biden has point blank said he'll sign the bill if it makes it to his desk. Which I know I've shat on, the kind of content TikTok made popular, the short form, vertical content that fucking kills your attention span. But I still don't like the idea of banning TikTok. Well, they steal your data. So do a lot of tech companies here. Oh, but now that it's China that's doing it, now it's all of a sudden an issue that we should pay attention to. Yeah. If you got a smartphone, you signed your right to privacy away a long fucking time ago. Or if you have any electronics in general. You share the same birthday as Baron. I share the same birth year. Yeah, I'm like, and it says here Baron Trump is 17 currently. He's going to be 18 in 5 days. So, I'm just 5 years older than him. I mean, I know nothing about Baron Trump. I just remember him as the kid that looked bored out of his fucking mind um, during Trump's victory speech back when he won in 2016. But still, I share a birthday with someone who's part of Trump's family. Ugh. Still doesn't sit right with me. I am mostly kidding. I share a birthday with Phil Collins and Franklin D. Roosevelt. Phil Collins, I don't really listen to much of his music. I could go without listening to Air in the Night or whatever the fuck the song is called because I hear that song way too many fucking times from my uncle's Alexa in the kitchen. He's always playing the 80s station and they love playing that fucking song. So yeah, kind of fucking sick of that song. But yeah. Outside of that, I don't really have much of an opinion on Phil Collins, though. Don't really listen to his music. Franklin D. Roosevelt, though. That's a suppose it's a nice person to cool person to share a birthday with. Well, I mean there are some things that Franklin D. Roosevelt did that I object to, but I remember when Archfiend ranted about I Justine. Well, that's his I Justine rants weren't the only thing that drew me into his channel, but it was certainly one of them. I liked his rants on people like I Justine and Shane Dawson and Ray William Johnson, which all three of them these days no one really gives a shit about. I mean, Shane Dawson got canceled a few years ago, and I haven't heard anything from I Justine and Ray William Johnson in years. I don't even know if they still make content. I remember watching some of Shane Dawson back when I was a kid. Didn't really care for his content all that much, though. Tried watching some of I Justine as well because she used to be in a lot of Annoying Orange episodes. And I didn't care for her content all that much either. Ray William Johnson, I think, was also in some Annoying Orange episodes. I didn't really like his content all that much either. The only thing though I've ever enjoyed from Ray William Johnson though was the "Do and Your Mom" song. Because how could you not like that song? It's a fucking classic. Yeah, I was that night in the car. All I heard was "Here Comes the Rooster." The next morning, I looked it up and heard the whole song. Yeah, "Rooster" is a great fucking song. Dirt in general is a great fucking album. Jar of Flies is always going to be my favorite Alice in Chains release, but Dirt is a very close second. The self-titled is also really fucking fantastic. It's really almost a three-way tie for me. All three of those albums are just great. Facelift is pretty good too, but I like those three other releases more personally. And Sap was also good, but you know. It's called newer metal. Yeah, that should be the name people will call modern new metal. It's banned in the country of Nepal. TikTok, yeah, I know it's banned in. Now it's also banned in India as well, right? Yeah, uh, the U.S. wouldn't be the only place TikTok would be banned in. Happy birthday, thank you, Lavi. I just found out I share the same birthday as this old OG Minecraft YouTuber I watched as a kid called Popular MMOs. Never watched any of the Minecraft YouTubers back when that was big, so I never heard of that person. I'm gonna take a toke at 4:20 p.m. soon here. Cheers when you read this. Cheers. A while back, Tom Cotton kept trying to ask the TikTok CEO if he was a member of the Chinese Communist Party and his ties to China, and the CEO had to keep reminding Cotton that he lived in Singapore. Yeah, I remember that. That was from last year, right? Oh, God. Well, he looks Asian, so he must be the Chinese. Yeah. Ray William Johnson still makes content. I watch it actually. Does he still make content? Well, I know he hung up that that series he used to do reacting to videos. like, I don't know, 10 or so years ago. Maybe he revived it. I don't fucking know, but yeah, I don't know anything about what Ray William Johnson is up to these days. That was really bottom of the barrel content, though. All Ray William Johnson would do was just fucking describe what was going on in whatever video he was reacting to. I never got the appeal in his content when I was a kid, when he was still one of the top YouTubers on this site. My brother's name is Dawson. Keep him away from cats. I'm just kidding. Boogie2988 interviewed EDP445 10 days ago, and I found out today. I didn't watch it, but not sure if it's worth a watch. I first heard about it because Review Tech USA made a video about that. I didn't watch Review Tech USA's coverage of it, though. I just saw the notification pop up on my phone, and it said, Boogie2988 interviews EDP, and here's why that's a good thing, or something like that. And I'm like, Boogie2988 and EDP in the same video? Yeah, no thank you. No thank you. It's so obvious that it's just a ploy for Boogie to get more attention, though, because he has a fucking floundering YouTube channel. That's why he did that documentary a few months ago, too, to just inject some life into his fucking dying channel. He is so desperate for attention. So desperate for attention, where he is now interviewing someone who is a notorious pedophile who tried to meet up with someone who he thought was a 13-year-old girl to have sex with her, you know. Yeah, any sane person wouldn't give someone like that the time of fucking day. But again, Boogie is just that desperate for any fucking attention, no matter if it's positive or negative. Never liked Ray William Johnson, even when I was the target demographic for it. Yeah, I was the target demographic for it too. Back when his shit was popular. You know, I was like 12, maybe 11, probably even younger though, when I first watched his channel. I I couldn't get the appeal. I didn't like it. It was very refreshing when I watched Arch Fiends and UTF's rants about Ray William Johnson back in the day, because I was like, oh, finally, someone else fucking thinks the same. Someone else finds his content to be fucking garbage. But again, the only thing I've ever been entertained by when it comes to Ray William Johnson is the "Doing Your Mom" song, because I'm very juvenile. I even like AIC's post Lane music too. Yeah, I mostly like Black Gives Way to Blue. The other albums I thought were just okay. But Black Gives Way to Blue is a really good album. Really nice tribute to Lane as well. At least with the title track. Poor guy couldn't even speak without getting interrupted. I don't know who you're referring to. Well, my friend Xavier is native Cree, and many people think he looks Asian. Oh, wait, someone donated $5. Fuck all these other messages for a second. Been watching your content for a while now. I'm happy to be contributing to you, no matter how small. Archfiend lost me with his takes on Israel. Haven't watched any video he made about Israel, but if he made a pro-Israel video, then yeah, that's really disappointing. But regardless, thank you for the $5. Really appreciate it. I appreciate any amount of money that people throw at me. Anyways, back to the other messages. I mostly know Ray William Johnson from his Your Favorite Martian music. Yeah, that's where the "Doing Your Mom" song is from, right? The your favorite Martian thing. Does he still do that? Because again, I only know one fucking song from that fucking channel, and it's that song. I still love RWJ "Doing Your Mom." What is Ray William Johnson doing? What kind of videos does he make these days? Does he still do the fucking reaction videos or whatever he was doing like 10 years ago? The equals three thing? Because I haven't checked his channel out in a long time. I remember Ray William Johnson struck down a channel that showed the viral clips while editing the moments Ray appeared on screen. Yeah, that was shitty. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, there was this channel that was re-uploading videos that Ray William Johnson reacted to in his videos, and then Ray William Johnson struck the channel down as if he owns the fucking videos he was reacting to. I'm surprised that got fucking buried and people don't remember that because that was just above and beyond shitty. Can people actually focus on bringing EDP to justice rather than focusing on their careers because funny popular YouTube guy turned pedo? Yeah, a lot of it is clout chasing. A lot of this predator catching content is just clout chasing. The prime example being the people who exposed EDP. Yeah, sure, they did a service. They exposed that this popular YouTuber is a child predator. But at the same time, it was so obvious that they were mostly doing it just for the fucking clout, just so they could be the ones to say, "We're the ones that exposed EDP. Now throw us money our way." Because they didn't take that shit seriously at all. They completely fucking fumbled when it came to, getting authorities involved. It was all just fucking clout. It was all just fucking attention farming at the end of the day. And that's why I'm not a fan of a lot of these predator catching channels because it's so obvious they don't actually fucking care about bringing predators to justice. They really only fucking care about, the attention it brings them. They want all these people saying, "Wow, you're so heroic bringing these predators to justice," or not even bringing these predators to justice, exposing these predators. And they just want the fucking positive attention. That's all that fucking matters to these people. A lot of these people, at least. It's gross. Maybe that could be a rant video someday, talking about all these fucking predator catching channels and how they don't actually care about catching predators first and foremost. Even a certain YouTuber who goes by the name Skeeter Gene went to meet up with EDP445 to confront the guy, but ruined it when the guy in the cupcake outfit sabotaged the whole confrontation. Yeah, that was really weird about that clip that surfaced. This guy wearing a fucking cupcake outfit. Like, you're talking to a dude. You're confronting a dude rather who wanted to meet up with someone who he thought was a 13-year-old girl so he could fucking sleep with her, and you're just treating the fucking situation like it's just a fucking meme. Like even in the confrontation video, that predator catching group that first exposed EDP, the main dude was like sneaking in all these fat jokes. Like, and look, I don't really care about the feelings of EDP. You can make jokes at his expense all you want, but this was a video where they were confronting this guy for wanting to have sex with someone who he thought was a 13-year-old girl, and you're just making fucking jokes throughout the whole thing and not treating the situation with the seriousness it deserves. Just really rubbed me the wrong way when I first watched that. And plus, it's not like the guy who was making those fat jokes had the body of a Greek god or anything either. That dude was also fat himself. So, pot calling kettle black in that instance. He still covers videos, but he's based. Ray William Johnson. I'll take your word for it. Maybe he's based these days, but back then he was kind of a shitty person. I don't know how much he's changed since then. Maybe he has. I don't know. But if you're still doing the fucking reaction videos, yeah, that's not for me. Sorry. Caused EDP to leave and not get arrested. The fact that people still think EDP is good is beyond what I can comprehend. Are there still seriously people out there who think EDP is a good person? I have not seen any of that, but if that is out there, I mean, maybe there's like some people out there saying that, but I've certainly haven't seen it. Low battery. Oh dear. Better get my charger. There we go. The fact, oh, I read that. Boogie is now jumping on the bandwagon, ranting about Sweet Baby Inc. and complaining about diversity in games. Again, anything that'll get him any kind of attention. That dude will fucking say anything. But what is this Sweet Baby thing all about? I haven't looked into that at all. I've been noticing a lot of channels ranting about that, and it's usually like these channels that, pander into the whole right-wing culture war shit. But like, what exactly does Sweet Baby Inc. do? How are they fucking infiltrating the video game industry and making it woke or whatever the fuck? I've seen people branding this whole Sweet Baby thing as like Gamergate too, but I haven't looked into that at all. Chat was making all those fat jokes when the guy was recording. When the guy recording was just as big as EDP. Chat himself was also a heavy guy, right? He looked heavy at least. It'd be like me making fat jokes about EDP. I mean, yeah, sure, he's quite a bit heavier than I am. That's for sure, but still, it's fucking look at me. I'm heavy too, so why would I be making jokes like that? And all in all, I try to abstain from the whole jokes and insults about people's appearance because that's especially when you're talking about a subject like someone who was popular on YouTube being a child predator. You kind of have to take a subject like that. You kind of have to take a serious approach to a subject like that and not make a whole fucking joke out of it. At least that's my view. I mean, for a lot of people, it's just become this big meme, but me personally, I'd rather not make light of, something really disgusting like that. I saw the clip of EDP saying the whole trans people are groomers BS while he himself is one. Oh god, is EDP seriously accusing trans people of being groomers? Does he really fucking think he could get away with making an accusation like that? Holy shit. It still gets a laugh out of me though. Like right before EDP got exposed for being a pedophile, he made this video about Dante Wright, someone who got unjustly killed by the police. This was like a week or two before EDP got exposed. And he was like, Dante Wright should have just complied and he would still be alive. He was a criminal piece of shit. Look at him. Look, there's pictures of him smoking weed, even though weed was illegal where he was, I believe. And yet EDP, like a week or two later, gets caught trying to have sex with a minor. Yeah, really upstanding citizen you are, EDP. Did he literally call himself a law-abiding citizen in that video too? The jokes just write themselves. There was one channel I used to watch back then. It was a NASCAR gaming channel. It goes by NASCAR. Sent a solicited pic to a 17-year-old girl and got busted on Twitter, and it happened on my birthday. That is disgusting. Oh. I remember when this weed YouTuber from Canada called Nate420 got exposed by the 420 community for beating his dog and alleged child grooming, though not proven but possible. Yeah, well, even still, it's just fucking disgusting. Even if the child grooming allegations aren't true, the fact that he beat an innocent animal is enough for him to just be an irredeemable piece of shit in my mind. Yeah, he totally did that. The irony is fucking real. Yeah, it is indeed. Like, the guy was literally grooming kids so he could fucking sleep with them. Yet here he is throwing around baseless grooming accusations towards a group of people he doesn't like. Because, yeah, doing drugs is so much worse than being a child groomer. According to EDP, it is. Not even, not even like, not even like a serious drug. Just weed. As an Eagles fan, I'm ashamed to be associated with that true scum. Yeah, he was at least the face of the online Eagles community for a long time. I never cared about football, so yeah, it doesn't nothing that really bothers me all that much, but I'd imagine it's really hard being an Eagles fan after that whole shit show. Or at least an Eagles fan online, because the guy who was, the biggest, the loudest fan of that team, the most popular fan of that team online, was a guy that ended up being exposed for grooming children. The dog beating is true, and it's absolutely messed up. Yeah, I mean, that's why I said, regardless if the child grooming accusations for this specific YouTuber is real or not, it seems to be proven that they beat a dog, at least according to you. So even still, regardless of the other accusations being true or not, they're still just a piece of shit, complete piece of shit, in my view. Vosh made a video talking about the Sweet Baby Inc. situation on the Vosh pit. Maybe I'll watch that. Maybe, well, not right after this stream is over, but maybe sometime later. Even if it was fentanyl or something, he'd still be a bigger scumbag. Yeah, doing any kind of drug is nowhere near as bad as grooming a child. So EDP has no moral high ground when it comes to judging people for doing illegal drugs. Ooh, so scary, so serious. EDP is the textbook definition of pathetic. Yeah, the fact that he keeps trying to come back is just really sad. It just shows that the guy really had nothing else going on in his life, that he has to keep trying to recapture the glory he once had, which he's obviously never going to recapture, but he's so deluded into thinking that he will someday attain the same popularity he had before, he got exposed. And I never even found his content to be that funny. Like, it was just him talking about blowing up Chipotle toilets or whatever, or you know, the football videos. Which again, I don't care about football, so I don't watch those videos. But I never really found him to be that funny. I found him to be more obnoxious than anything. There's that meme that goes something like, that YouTuber you found that was obnoxious and that YouTuber that you found obnoxious and annoying was finally exposed for being a piece of shit, and now you have a valid reason to hate them. That was EDP for me, because I could never stand his content, but a lot of people really liked his content, and I never understood the appeal. So when he got exposed for being a child predator, I was like, damn, I hated EDP before he was even cool. I'm gonna take one last toke for the day until I take some tokes before bed. Cheers, Mikey. Cheers. My dad was an Eagles fan. I too like Philadelphia, but I don't claim that scumbag in the Eagles community. Yeah, and I'm sure no one claims them in the Eagles community after, he was exposed. It's just disturbing. So many fucking child predators on the internet. And a lot of them can be the people you least expect, like someone you watch on YouTube, or someone that even someone you talk to could be exposed for being a fucking creep. I mean, I hate to bring him up again, but there was OBA, someone I liked watching when I was a kid, when I was 12 and 13. I even talked to him quite a bit in YouTube comments. I was a minor, and here he was with a fucking huge collection of CP. Ugh. It just goes to show you never really know who you're talking to online. EDP has no business and moral values. That McFlurry strain is great. EDP's humor is just gross. Yeah. It never appealed to me at all. And I had even real life friends who were sharing around, funny EDP clips back in high school. EDP was funny back when I was 15. Even when I um first discovered EDP through Archfiend, because Archfiend also makes a lot of Eagles videos, and he shouted him out a couple of times in old videos, and I was wondering who this EDP guy was. And this was back when they had around the same amount of subscribers, so EDP was still a relatively small channel back then. And I was like, I, I'm not into this guy's content because, one, I don't care about football, so a football YouTuber is not going to appeal to me, and two, I just don't really care for the humor all that much. So yeah, it was just never for me. It feels weird knowing OBA lives 3 hours from me. Go pay him a visit. No, actually, don't do that. If it makes you feel any better, Mikey, I found your channel from your OBA videos way back when. Oh, those videos. What a gigantic waste of my time those videos were. But people liked them. I liked doing them back then. I most certainly wouldn't be making video after video about one obscure YouTuber these days, though. I found your channel from your Daddy05 rant and your Nintendo is for Babies video, so you've been watching me since 2017. Yeah, the whole Daddy05 thing was 2017. It's always nice to know to hear from people, to hear people say or read people say in this instance that they've been watching me for years on end, because it's pretty wild to me that I've been able to, you know, I mean, I not to say I have this huge audience or anything, but still the fact that I've been able to hold, at least some people's attention for years on end is just really flattering, I suppose. And in 2 months, it's going to be 10 years since I uploaded my first video on this channel. Like I've said before, I don't have anything special planned for the 10-year anniversary outside maybe a video acknowledging that I've been making videos for 10 years on this channel, but it's surreal to me that it's been almost 10 years now that I've been making videos on this channel, and there are people who still tune in and watch. Fuck. And I have no plans of stopping anytime soon. Not one of those people who says I'm gonna be making videos until I die, but I plan on staying on this site for quite a while longer. And maybe I will be making videos until I die. I don't fucking know. Because video making has been a part of my life for most of my life at this point. Because this isn't the first channel I was uploading on. I had a channel before this one that got terminated for copyright reasons. I've been over that before, but I started uploading on that channel when I was 9 years old. And here I am, 23, well, almost 23, in 5 days. I'm still making videos on the regular. It's just always been something I've been passionate about, always something I've enjoyed. And I've been able to attain not a huge audience, of course, but still a sizable audience, at least sizable to me. I mean, it blows my mind that even a couple of hundred people tune into my videos every time I upload, more or less. And there's people here who are willing to talk to me, just watch me lay in bed for 2 hours now. Jesus. I still remember when you were growling at your gamepad. Can I still do the growl? Oh, look, I got an admin notification. No, I can't still do the growl. Oh, God. Well, I can do it, but it sends me into a coughing fit. It doesn't help that I also been talking for 2 hours continuously, so growling isn't doing my voice any favors. I think I wrote a fake comment on the Nintendo video for attention, but you deleted the video that featured my OG comment because it was posted on a follow-up video rather than a cringy comments vid. What video? I don't remember what video you're talking about. I have over 1,000 videos on this channel. So yeah, if it was a video I made a long time ago that I deleted, the chances are I don't remember it. I found your channel from Miiverse videos a few years back. So did you come across my Miiverse videos after Miiverse shut down? Because Miiverse shut down quite a while ago. Oh wait, someone donated money. Thank you, Laddie, for $1.49. Holy shit. Any amount of money, like I said before, is appreciated. More than appreciated. Little salt icon. I don't really know what that means, but yeah, it's nice nonetheless. They were, but I have grown with your content and always shared slash respected your views. Happy to be a viewer slash supporter. Yeah, I've seen you around in my comment sections for a long time, and I appreciate the support. I appreciate the support of anyone who watches and interacts with my videos, no matter how long you've been watching. You could have hopped on board yesterday, and I still really appreciate you giving me the time of day. I still feel honored that at one point my fake hate comment made it on your channel. Well, too bad it was in some video that I deleted years ago, supposedly. So, yeah, but that's cool nonetheless, I suppose. I believe I found your channel from your Go Animate videos. I was actually binge watching some of Giga Gambi's Miiverse videos last night. Yeah, I actually did check out Giga Gambi's channel probably a few weeks ago. It's always been I always had a hard time saying that fucking channel's name, but anyway. Um yeah, I don't really care for the videos these days. I don't really find them that funny, but it was still amusing nonetheless because those videos are still nostalgic to me because I really enjoyed them back in the day. But since my channel, not my channel. My channel's over 10 years old, made it back in 2010, but since the first video on this channel is going to be 10 years old, and all those old Miiverse videos are going to be 10 years old, come May. Well, not all of them, of course, but the earliest ones are going to be 10 years ago soon. I've just been on a bit of a nostalgia trip when it comes to Miiverse. I've been also looking at that archive site, looking at the really old, atrocious Miiverse posts I made back in the day, and also watching the really old Miiverse videos I made back in the day. I've had some people say to me, like, these videos are really embarrassing. Why don't, if I were you, I would have just fucking deleted them years ago, but they're a significant part of this channel's history, and the Miiverse videos were the initial launching pad for this channel. It initially attained, it gained me an audience. Now I'm sure a lot of the people who watched me back then don't watch me anymore for probably a multitude of reasons. Either they got bored or got scared off from the political videos I've been making in the past few years, whatever. But on top of all that, it's also really nostalgic for me, and those videos hold sentimental value, even if they're not good videos. So I have no plans on ever taking them down. I think I did take them down at one point. I privated a lot of them, but then I was like, what's the point of hiding these videos and keeping them private? The again, they're what initially attained me an audience. So I appreciate those videos in that regard, and also again, they hold some sentimental value to me. So put them all back up, and I remember deleting quite a few videos of mine back when I first got really heavy into politics because I'd be like, yeah, I don't agree with this video's take, I don't agree with that video's take, and nowadays I kind of wish I didn't take down some of those videos. I mean, I don't regret taking down some of the really egregious ones, like the one where I was defending the N word hard R and such, and saying the N word left and right in that video. That video can stay gone. Fuck that video. But nowadays I'm not really big on deleting content if it's not that egregious, because not everyone has such a vast archive of of takes they used to have in the past, a vast public archive at least, and that's essentially what this channel is. You know, an archive of what I was feeling at a given point in time. Or what my opinion was on a certain thing at a given point in time. I'd like to look back at some of those videos and see how I've grown, how much I've grown. So, yeah. I don't really, not really big on deleting old videos of mine these days. Anyways, where did I leave off? And by the way, once I reach the bottom of the chat, I'm gonna head out because it's been over 2 hours and my voice is starting to hurt a little bit, like it always does when I'm talking for 2 hours straight. That's me after fat toke. Have some salt. How many times did your post get taken down by the admins? If you remember, it was a lot. If you're asking for the exact number, I don't know. I had a lot of posts taken down to the point where I lost count. So, and plus, years ago. So, if I did ever remember exactly how many times I got a post taken down, I most certainly do not remember now. I once smoked weed behind a McDonald's. Cool. What if I donated 50 cents? That would be more than appreciated. Go ahead if you feel like donating 50 cents. Happy to help. I usually send a unicorn, but YouTube didn't let me pick my own. I actually don't really know how the super chat thing works because I have never donated to another YouTuber. Well, no, I have donated to people in the past, to like charities and, you know, personal fundraisers and such, but I've never like sent anything through a super chat though. I've never done that. Oh wait, I can only donate a minimum of $1. Oof. I thought you could like donate like any amount of money, even if it's below $1. Maybe next stream I'll donate $1. I've got $52 on my card right now. You mean you don't want to give your entire $52 to me? You're not a real fan. Kidding. Do you remember 2000s Boomerang? I do remember 2000s Boomerang because I watched Boomerang a lot back then. It's one of my favorite channels as a kid. I've binge watched your Miiverse videos before too. Yeah, I've been doing more of that since again my it, it's going to be 10 years since I started making videos on this channel, so I started watching the old Miiverse videos again, and I can't say I hate them as much as I used to. I mean, again, it's not like they were good videos, but still they hold sentimental value, so I appreciate them on that front. And it is kind of nice to see how I've evolved, I guess, as a content creator, because if you watch those really early videos, especially the ones where I start talking in them and not just growling at a fucking gamepad, I was really timid and, I was pretty soft spoken and, I wasn't used to talking to a camera back then. Well, I used to really hate my voice before I started making videos. Well, the kind of videos I make now, where I primarily speak in them. And my old channel, the one that got terminated, I was mostly doing like comedy skit videos or whatever, and I wouldn't really talk that much in them. But before I made, the rant videos and such, I really fucking hated my voice. But now I like my voice, For the past 10 years, I've liked my voice. These videos really help me boost confidence when it comes to when it comes to me speaking. So this channel has made a positive impact on my life on that front. And I do get comments from time to time saying, "You sound like a Wojak. You sound like the embodiment of the nerd emoji." And I'm just like, cool. Well, I personally like the sound of my own voice, so whatever. You don't like my voice, that's nothing I can really do about that. I kind of want to donate a little bit of money just for fun. That's really up to you. No pressure if you don't feel like donating. I remember one of the Meverse videos I watched, you got mad at someone for making a post about a family member dying and said, "Yeah, this post if you care." I still don't like shit like that. I mean, even just a few videos ago, I ranted about something similar to that. Like, share this meme if you care about rape victims, which I find really disgusting and exploitative. So I guess my disgust when it comes to posts and memes like that have not changed at all in the last 10 years. I was one of my earliest Meverse fans, I think. Joined your Discord. Yeah, I got a Discord notification, but I didn't actually look to see what it was. So if it was you joining, yeah, I'll give you a roll when the stream is over in a few minutes. Mikey 2018. I have no issue with the word. Yeah, horrible video. Yeah, that's a video I'm glad I deleted. I'm gonna go now. I don't keep the chat going longer. Have a good one, Mikey, and stay safe. Thank you for being here. Your presence was greatly appreciated, and you have a good one as well. Boomerang, oh my god, those Boomerang Groovies went hard. Yeah, they rebranded, or then they didn't rebrand, but they don't show those old Boomerang bumpers anymore for the last like several years, I think, because they changed to newer bumpers, I believe, which is a shame. But at the same time, that channel remained exactly the same for like 20 years. Modern Boomerang is just Cartoon Network too. You know, the soul was sucked out, unfortunately. Anyway, yeah, it's been 2 hours and 16 minutes, so I'm gonna head out now. My voice hurts like it always does. Hello, Michael. I hope you have a wonderful St. Patrick's Day. You too, Sean. I hope you didn't just join now because I'm about to head out. But yeah, anyways, thank you all for being here. This was a very fun stream. I didn't expect my ego to be stroked as much as it has in this stream. I'm kidding, but yeah, all the nice messages in the chat were greatly appreciated and certainly made my day. Yeah. Again, I'm glad to have. I'm glad all of you were here. Thank you to everyone who showed up to the stream. Thank you to everyone who was here before, who isn't here now. Anyone who interacts with these streams is greatly appreciated, and anyone in general who watches my videos and leaves a comment or leaves a like or even leaves a dislike, whatever. Any kind of engagement is greatly appreciated. Anyway, yeah. Oh yeah, last stream before I turned 23, so that's something, I suppose. My birthday's in 5 days, which I don't really pay that much thought to, but I guess that's a big deal to some other people in my life. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Like I already said, yeah, got nothing else to say for the outro. Bye-bye.